Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Emma and this is Maggie, my caddy. Today I'm going to talk to you about toilets, what I've tried, what I use, what the options are. It's a small space and it's one of the most frequent questions we get asked in a micro camper is where do you go to the toilet? So I've been camping since I was a child. Mum and Dad always took me camping, caravanning. We never had a motorhome when I was growing up, but we've pretty much tried every different type of toilet that was available. So I had an idea what I wanted when I bought the van. So I built in a porta potty first. So I'll go through that with you and then go on to what I chose and why I chose it. Right, let's first look at the Thetford porta potty. This is the 345. I believe Thetford also do one that is ever so slightly smaller. I would think these are probably the most commonly chosen toilet because it's most like what you would use at home, with a lift up lid, a flush and also a waste container in the bottom. So once you've been and flushed, you pull the handle on the front, it opens a trapdoor and the waste goes through into the bottom and is sealed in, and then the lid clips down closed. At the back there is a cap that you remove to put your chemicals mixed with water in that you use for the flush. To empty the toilet, you remove the top half first, there's a catch on the back and then it unclips from the front, and then you remove the top half of the toilet and you're left with the waste container at the bottom. This has an emptying tube that you swivel around to the side, remove the cap from the end of the tube, and then you can tip the waste into the appropriate waste disposal, and that will depend on what type of chemicals you're using in the bottom of the toilet. There is usually guidance on the side of the bottle as to where it can be disposed, and then the top part can just clip back into place. And these porta potties are really nice to use, they're comfortable, they're quite easy to empty, but for me I found it a little bit heavy when full, and also finding somewhere to empty chemicals is not always easy. But just before I move on, I'll show you a couple of other spots that I found that it fitted into the caddy. One was by the slide-in door, that fit either way there, and that would have been a nice spot for it. And also it fit quite nicely behind the passenger seat. But in the end, I decided that it fit best behind the driver's seat, as I could still use it when the bed was out at night. The seat in this picture is 6 foot long, and the toilet sits nicely next to it. And this is one of the only places where the toilet can be used at night. A spare bottle or container is a handy thing to have in your van. This one's got a nice wide lid and it's also attached, so you haven't got to worry about dropping it. And this holds about 2.2 litres, so it holds a good amount. Now let's talk about the Shiwi. This is small and portable and comes in a little case. There's two parts to it, a tube and the part that you wee into. These then join together to make a funnel. Now I'm not a fan, I never got the hang of one of these, and I would definitely recommend practicing at home first. So now let's have a look at what I've actually chosen to use in the van. So by the sliding door I have a little cupboard that I keep all my toiletries in. And the first thing I have in here is the big sister to the Shiwi. So this is a portable bottle with a funnel. This bottle can be used by both men and women, with or without the funnel. And then just pop the cap on and dispose of it at the nearest toilet. Unfortunately, this container doesn't hold very much, so it's only emergency use. I also keep in here a selection of wipes. And this is also where I keep my spare toilet rolls. Next, I have an airtight tub that holds my biodegradable bags for my Boxio toilet, which I'll show you in a moment, and you use them to line the solids container in the back of the toilet. They also make quite handy small bin bags. And nobody wants to poop in their camper van, but if you do get caught short, the Boxio also comes with this hemp litter. Mine came with 2 bags of this, and you just use it to cover your solids in the back of the toilet once you've been, stop any smells. And I keep this in a packing cube just in case the bag splits. Now let's have a look at my Boxio toilet. This is a separating toilet. And it sits behind this curtain behind the driver's seat in the van. And I've used a spare piece of furniture board with 2 magnets on the back just to stop it sliding forward when we're driving. So once that's moved, the toilet slides out into the space at the end of the bed. Now, I didn't attach the lid to my Boxio. To my mind, it would be easier to be able to completely remove it. So the front is where you pee into, and it comes with a little bung to plug up the hole when you're not using it. And then if I lift off the lid, you can see underneath the two containers. So you've got one at the front that the wee goes into, and your solids container at the back. And the orange bung plugs up that hole to stop any smells when you're not using it. So when you need to empty your pee container, the Boxio also comes with another cap which has got a bung in it, so that makes it easy to carry about and seals everything in. And then you can safely carry your container without worrying about it spilling. The solids container also has a lid and a handle if you need to carry it. Mostly though, you just take the bag out and dispose of that. I tend to use the back compartment for tissue and wipes. This toilet is so much easier to maintain than the porta potty, so much easier to empty and a lot easier to keep clean. I also designed the cupboard so that the toilet can be removed from the side slide-in door on the other side of the car. There is also a more expensive version of the Boxio. I think it's called a Trillino, that comes in different sizes. That was a bit expensive for me, and the Boxio is pretty much the same thing. It's a separating toilet with two compartments. The other one looks a bit posher. It's probably a little bit more comfy, but you know, it does the job. So just to summarise, I'm really pleased with my Boxio toilet. It's so easy to clean out, so easy to maintain. It's lightweight, it's not heavy to move about. There is also an extra compartment that you can get for the Boxio. It's like a little tray that sits underneath, so it just raises it up a little bit taller if you want it a bit higher up off the floor, if you've got long legs or something. I didn't bother with that because I would have had to change my cabinet that it sits in, but yeah, it's a handy extra to have, and also you can keep all your, you know, your toilet rolls and bits and pieces in the bottom so they're near the loo all the time. Now I'd have to be very desperate to use the solids compartment. Usually I'm on a campsite or near a public toilet, so you know, that's not been tried and tested, but it's there if I need it. I've seen a lot of people don't even bother with the toilet, even in bigger camper vans. I don't know how they manage, you know, when you get to a certain age, you do need to go in the night, and I'm not traipsing across a campsite in the middle of the night in the dark to go for a wee when I can go in the van. So thanks for joining me today. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Ooh, had a breakdown today, so that's probably going to be my next video. See you on the next one. Take care.